Yes. Once again, good morning to all. Uh, as I already told you in the last lecture, we discussed about your syllabus, about your question paper pattern, and lot more things. But in today's lecture, I am going to start your exact syllabus. And whenever I am going to tell you exact syllabus, it is all about the prose section. Because as we know, you have 4 sections in your syllabus, right? The first section belong to prose, right? That is called prose section. The second section belong to poetry. Then we have the grammar section, and the last section is about the writing skills, punctuation, capital, small letter. It is all about that section, right? So first of all, we have to start the first section, that is prose. And as you know, in every section, especially about the prose and the poetry, we have 5 topics are there, right? In the first section, we have 5 prose. In the prose, it includes short stories, it includes essays, letters, and lot more. And in the second section, poetry section, we have 5 poetries to deal with. Okay, so let's start the first section, prose section. And the first prose, especially an essay which prescribed in your syllabus, and that is the importance of English. First of all, whenever I use this word or this line phrase, the importance of English, anyone can think in a better way. We understand nowadays what is the importance of English, but it is not about the present era. This is an essay by one of the greatest of great Indian English writer, Mulk Raj Anand. And this essay written by Mulk Raj Anand before the independence, right? Before we start the information of author, let me share the screen. Then it is easy to you for understanding. Are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay, no problem. Then I'm talking about the first prose, and that is the importance of English. Okay, whenever we are talking about the importance of English, it is not about the present era. It is about before independence. Before independence means before 1947. We are talking about before independence. And particularly in that era where there are lots of taboos about the use of English language, because that was the period where people are not ready to accept English as a language, English as a language of knowledge. Why? Because English is the language of Britishers. English is the language of colonizers. So therefore, writers like Mulk Raj Anand, please everyone mute your voice, please mute your audio. Everyone, please mute your audio. It creates more disturbance. Hello, please mute yourself, everyone.
सर तुमचा मोबाईल अनम्यूट नाही झालेला. म्यूट मध्ये सर, आवाज येत नाही कुणालाच.
Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Hello.
येस सर.
Okay. Yes, I am talking about Mulk Raj Anand. His most important work and his first novel, and that is Untouchable. You should be aware with the concept of untouchability, because this is the novel written by Mulk Raj Anand in 1935, before the independence, before 12 years of independence. that time the issue of untouchability is important, right? So his first novel, The Untouchable, is important, and the character Bakha is important in this novel, right? What about Raja Rao? Raja Rao's Kantapura. This is the novel by Raja Rao. That novel is also important. Achakka is the character in that novel, right? Also, what about our R.K. Narayan? R.K. Narayan's The Guide. You should be aware with these things, small things, as a student of literature. R.K. Narayan's novel, The Guide, is important because this novel, written after the independence, exactly in 1958, and he presented a fictional village called Malgudi in this novel, right? Therefore, these three trio writers in Indian English literature is important. So now we focused on Mulk Raj Anand, basically, right? As I already told you, he noted for his realistic and sympathetic portrait of the poor India, right? Especially whenever Mulk Raj Anand used to write, most of the time he present the realistic and sympathetic portrayal of the poor India, right? Why always poor India? Because it is the duty of that particular writer that present the exact situation, exact present situation of the country, right? And therefore, whenever we try to make the definition of literature, we always used to say literature is nothing but the mirror of society. And yes, though it is the mirror of society, then it is the responsibility of that particular writer to present the realistic way of writing. And therefore, he always used to write his realistic and sympathetic portrayal presentation about the poor India, especially before independence. Then, as I already told you, his first major novel, and that is Untouchable, which published in 1935. And it is about what? It is about a disturbing expose of caste-based prejudice. These three words are really important for the sake of Indian culture. Caste-based prejudice. We have so many prejudice in our mind, and especially we are discussing about the before India, before independence time. That time, this prejudiced caste prejudice or caste-based prejudice is important issue, right? Then he was also edited various magazines and journals. That is also the work by Mulk Raj Anand. Then one most important thing about him, why I am talking about the things related to Mulk Raj Anand with you, because whenever you used to write the answer, you should be add these things in your writing, especially about in the introduction, right? Anand won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1971. As we know, this award, the Sahitya Academy Award, is really one of the finest literary award after Jnanapita Award, right? Suppose a particular writer got or get Sahitya Academy Award, we thought, yes, he is the person, we should read him, right? Because it is what we call the award belongs to the soil, belongs to India, right? Therefore, he got the Sahitya Academy Award in 1971 for Morning Face, for the work of Morning Face, which published in 1968. Actually, this work is a part of 7-volume autobiography. Means one thing you here we should clear that Anand's autobiography, Morning Face, which published in 1968, and it is a part of his 7-volume autobiography. Means it is not his exact whole autobiography, but Among that 7 volumes, it is one. Morning Face is the one. And for this work, he got Sahitya Akademi Award. Let's discuss about his another works. Let's take the example of Coolie. Some of his most significant works. Coolie is also important work by Mulkraj Anand, which published in 1936. Then we have Two Leaves and a Bird. Two Leaves, not bird, Two Leaves and a Bird, BUD, which published in 1937. Then The Sword and the Sickle. This is also important work by Mulkraj Anand, which published in 1948. Okay. Then let's move towards the exact text. Okay. As you know, this is an essay because under the umbrella term prose, we can add essays, we can add letters, short stories, but here we are discussing about the essay, The Importance of English by Mulkraj Anand. So let's discuss something about the text, how or what the text it is, or how it text belong to a particular thinking, a particular way of thinking. So let's discuss. In this essay, Mulkraj Anand expresses his concern about the consequences of the emerging language chauvinism in India. I can easily understand here 2-3 new words are there, but try to understand the concept, what actually include in this essay. It is the general idea about the essay. In the essay, Mulkraj Anand express about what? Express his concern, his thought, his emotions about what? About the consequences of emerging language chauvinism in India. This word is important. Which word? Chauvinism. I underline this word or bracket. This word is important, chauvinism, because I think this is new word for you. What is actually mean by chauvinism? Try to understand the meaning of this word. A strong and reasonable belief. Okay, it is chauvinism means what? A strong and reasonable belief that your own country, your own gender, your own language is superior than others. Okay, or your own emotions is superior than other. Means you thought my language is almost superior than other, my gender, my country is almost superior than other, right? This is the concept of chauvinism. In the future we will discuss a lot more about this word in the exact essay. Okay, now you just try to understand what concepts or what exactly add in the essay. Means according to Anand, his basic concern is about why we make some taboos about the use of English. And nowadays we can easily understand. Now we accept the importance of English. But what about the time of before independence? Because that time the general public of India, the general people of India always thought this is not the language of India. This is the language belonging to, or this is the language belongs to colonizers, belongs to Britishers. Therefore, we should not accept this language. This is the general concept by the general people. But according to writing, according to importance of English, he tried to present the importance of English in this essay. In the second point, he speaks a lot about the narrow-minded attitude can prove detrimental to the percolation of world knowledge into our country and thus deprive our young generation of its benefits, particularly in the field of science and technology. For this point, let's take an example. Okay. Yes, example related to your field. Here, one word used by Mulkraj Anand, and that is the field of science and technology. My simple question to you, just imagine the science and technology without English, without the language of English. Is it possible? The general answer is no. Maybe it is possible with the use of translations, but what about the original source of knowledge? That is important, na? The original source of knowledge. Why we always used to say, just take the example, in the last week, I think, Government of India presented the new education policy, okay? The norms of new education policy. And most of the time, various news channels discussed about one most important thing, and I personally agree with that thing, that in the new education policy, Government of India focused on or focused in the primary education should be in mother tongue. Yes, it is the matter of time, or it is the need of time. We should accept this concept that our primary education should be in our mother tongue. Why? Because in the primary education, the concept building should be there. The process of concept building is there. Therefore, a child can easily understand in his mother tongue only, okay, in a better way. He can understand in other languages also, but what about the concrete understanding, the perfect understanding? And whenever we are talking about the perfect understanding should be in your mother tongue. But what about the university level? What about the post college level? There you should understand the importance of English, and therefore they are not erase the importance. They are not what we call making less important to the English in the colleges or in the college or university level. The importance of English should be there in the colleges or in the university level, right? So the point is, we cannot imagine science and technology, the field of medical, the field of engineering, the field of research, the field of what we call biotechnologies without the language of English. Why? In the last lecture also, we discussed a lot about the most of the knowledge. Exactly, we cannot say, but generally 95% of the knowledge in the world is directly available in this language, and that is English. So you should accept the importance of English if you are eager to understand, or if you are eager to getting or know the knowledge of world, right? So that's the concept he wants to suggest to the readers. Narrow-minded attitude. He is talking about narrow-minded attitude, which can prove detrimental to the percolation of world knowledge into our country. He easily used to say, what about the world knowledge? Suppose we always create problems with the use of English, or we are always against the English, then what about the world knowledge? And it is one time of crime. Crime about what? To depriving our young generation on its benefits. Suppose we as a young generation should not be deprived. Deprive means what? Deprive? Deprive means exactly in Marathi, एखाद्या गोष्टीपासून अलिप्त राहणे किंवा एखाद्या गोष्टीपासून वंचित राहणे ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, राईट? सो वी शुड नॉट बी डिप्राइव आवर यंग जनरेशन ऑफ इट्स बेनिफिट्स. Which benefits? The benefits of English language, right? Then particularly in the field of science and technology, right, the importance of English is raised too much high in the particularly in the field of science and technology. Then to ensure continued access to world knowledge, he advocates the setting of commissions of translator both at the central and state level. One thing we should clear here, suppose we always in the against of this language, how we can translate the various types of knowledge in our own language. Suppose you want to translate Untouchable, the book Untouchable, in your own mother tongue, and that is Marathi. At least you should understand the English language. Then only you can translate it into Marathi, right? Getting my point? So this is the basic concept about the text. Okay. Now we just discussed generally about this concept, the importance of English. Okay. Here I quoted one line by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, because this line changed the scenario in many ways in that past time, right? He always used to say that English is the window of modern world. What he used to say? English is the window of modern world. Here, 2-3 things are important. He deliberately talk about the English, and he used to say it is the window of modern world. As we know, this person, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, is accepted the concepts of modernity, right? Modernism. And therefore, he knows the importance of this language, and that is English. English is the window of modern world. Without English, you cannot touch every sector of knowledge. Without English, you cannot get the proper knowledge. Without English, you cannot get the thorough knowledge of every field, of every sector, right? So we have some points here in a general way. That is the general concept of importance of English. Actually, this is not the point which include in the essay, but I think you should be aware with this phrase, the importance of English. Therefore, I deliberately added this point in the presentation. Let's talk about the first point, and that is English is a global language. Yes, obviously, no excuses there. English is a global language, and we have to accept English as a global language. We should be aware with the basic concepts of this language for the sake of understanding, for the sake of communication, for the sake of gaining or getting the variety of knowledge, right? Then the second point is communication language. Yes, obviously, more than any languages in the world, lots of people use English as a communication language. And therefore, suppose you are in a particular city, for example, just take the example of Mumbai. You are there in Mumbai, and just take the example, for example, 1,000 people are there, and among the 1,000 people, more than 800 people used to speak English as a communication language. Then it is your responsibility to, you should be aware with this language for the sake of communication. It doesn't mean you should not give importance to your mother tongue, to your national language. Yes, obviously, our mother tongue is really close to our heart, but for the sake of understanding, for the sake of new modern world, we have to understand the importance of English. Then the third point is media and industry language. Yes, obviously it is media and industry language, because in the sector of media, in the industry, English is most used language. Then the fourth point is language of knowledge. Yes, we thoroughly discussed a lot about this point. This is the language of knowledge, right? Language of knowledge. Then this is the language of internet. I think you should be aware with this point, because you are the people, you are the student who belongs to postmodern era, right? We are belonging to now postmodern era, postmodern era, we can say, right? In a many ways. So everyone should aware with the concept of connectivity, network, internet, and the basic and the concrete language of internet is English, obviously. Then the business language. Yes, In many businesses, English is a prime language. And last but not the least, English gives you access to multiple culture. This is important point. English gives you the access of multiple culture, right? Now, turn towards the exact essay by Mulkraj Anand, and that is the importance of English. First of all, I read the first short paragraph and then we discussed in detail about the words and about the lines. Here you can understand, I put here vocabulary. Most of the student thought this is too old to adding the vocabulary in the script or adding the vocabulary in the PPT. But you know what? Nowadays, vocabulary is more important than anything in the language, right? Anything, it doesn't means grammar. Okay, anything, it doesn't means grammar. Yes, grammar is the soul, grammar is the best of this language, but nowadays the trend is little bit changed. How the trend is changed? Just take the example of various competitive examinations. Before 5 or 10 years, in many competitive examination, they were asking about the question related to grammar, the exact question. Change the voice, hardly had, no sooner than, direct and indirect speech, subordinative clause, main clause, such types of questions. Nowadays also we have that type of question, but particularly for the sake of banking, for the sake of staff selection examinations, the vocabulary is really important. And it is not only about examination, it is about our understanding. For your better understanding, you should be enrich your vocabulary. That is the only and best way to touch the excellence of this language. Getting my point? Therefore, I add the vocabulary here. Just take the example. For example, one question is there in your examination, competitive examination. He eat a mango. Listen carefully. He eat a mango. And the instruction in the bracket change into present perfect tense. Getting my point? You have to change this sentence into present perfect tense. Those students or those people who always follow just the structure, they can easily change it. How? He have eaten a mango. Okay. But what about the vocabulary? What about the understanding? You know what? I am talking about he eat a mango. I don't know you realize it or not, but actually it is the false sentence. How can we call it he eat a mango? Actually, we have to use he eats a mango. Getting my point? He eats a mango. Means this is the concept which you should or you have to create or you have to enrich your vocabulary. Then only you can getting the exact meaning or you can pick the errors in the language, right? Errors in the language, right? Then let me read the first paragraph. Okay. There are grime signals of an emergence of language chauvinism in our country. Those who wish to see the young in New India grow up to an awareness in the world where more knowledge of the science and the arts has been built up in our country than its previous historical eras, must notice these suicidal tendencies. Okay, that's about the first paragraph. And you can easily understand 2-3 new words are there. Okay, let me aware you one thing. This session is scheduled for 45 minutes. Okay, and I think the limit of recording is 40 minutes. So suppose it directly ends the meeting, so you should be aware with these things. Therefore I have to tell you these things. Okay, So the first new word is here, grime, G-R-I-M. Grime means what? Forbidding or rough. And what is the opposite word of grime? That is pleasant, pleasant, happiness, right? And in Marathi, we use the word ugra, right? Ugra for this grime. Mulkraj Anand used to say, there are grime signals of emergence of language chauvinism in our country. This concept, chauvinism, he talks a lot about this concept. And as you already know, the meaning of this concept, a strong and unreasonable beliefs that your own country, gender, language, or race is the best or most important. When you always thought that my language is superior than other, my knowledge is superior than other, and it is the strong belief of yourself, then it creates chauvinism. Okay, we cannot exactly say Rashtra Bhakti, that is another thing. Okay, but this is what we call the fake emotion of your side, right, related to your country. So he used to say, there are grime signals of an emergence of language chauvinism in our country. Means most of the time, the people who belongs to our country, who always thought or always create taboos related to what? Related to use of English language. As I already told you, people simply thought that this is not the language belongs to India. This is the language of Britishers. This is the language of colonizers who colonized us. So why we should use their language? But this is the false concept, because the language is about the knowledge. The language is about the theory. So without language, you cannot understand the particular knowledge, right? So there are grime signals of an emergence of language. How a particular language emerge? Emerge means what? Emergence means what? Starting. In a general way, we can use the word starting, emergence of a particular language. Chauvinism in our country means our people thought that, related to our concept of nationalism, they thought that our language is really superior than others. Those who wish to see the young in New India or young in New India grow up to an awareness in the world where more knowledge of the science and art has been built. And this is the things related to what? This is the thing related to that country where most of the knowledge already created, right? You can easily understand most of the knowledge from science and technology is immersed in our country called India, right? But we are not able to arrange that knowledge in a particular manner. We are not able to arrange that or set that knowledge in a particular framework. So that's the problem. And why that is the problems? Because we are too much rigid for the sake of language. Rigid is opposite to flexible. Okay, so we should be flexible for the sake of understanding, for the sake of getting the languages. It doesn't mean it overlap your mother tongue. That's not the concept. We are talking about the general understanding. So we should be aware with these small things. Where more knowledge of science and the art has been built up in our country than in previous historical eras, must notice that this is the suicidal tendencies, right? This is the suicidal tendencies. What is exactly means by suicidal tendencies? One thing or one word I think you should easily understand, right? And that is this word, suicidal. Nowadays, this word we listen again and again on the new channels, right? But here we are talking about the suicidal tendencies. What is exactly mean by suicidal tendencies? Suicidal tendencies means doing same thing which already done by someone. already done by someone, right? We always used in Marathi that समोरच्या चालणाऱ्याला जर ठेस लागली तर आपण सावध व्हायला पाहिजे, राईट? बट आपण सावध होतो का? होत नाही. आपणही तिथे जातो आणि त्या गोष्टीला आपल्यालाही ठेस लागते. That is called suicidal tendencies, the general concept of suicidal tendencies. He used to say, I think the time is over, right? And you have the next lecture. So no problem. We have to stop here. And in the very next lecture, we shall continue with the same paragraph. Okay. I think it is not time to asking the questions and giving the answers, but no worries. You can ask the questions in the next lecture also. Okay, no problem. So let's stop here. We will meet in the next lecture from the same paragraph. Okay, thank you so much.